Hey, we're back. Van Lan here again, guys, for another episode of Journaled. Today I'm in Motueka and we're going to be covering a little bit about communication and in relationships. I personally have just got out of one that's been a roller coaster and I've learned a lot from it, but I wanted to share one of my tips that I think a lot of you at home will probably benefit a lot from. It's very, very simple, but I've broken it down to a technique that I think can put in perspective for everyone. So stay tuned, guys. Let's get to it. Alright guys, welcome back. So as mentioned, communication is today's topic, and I think generally speaking communication has got to be the biggest reason why relationships fail, or business relationships, or everything in life. I think is communication, and just making sure that you're understanding what the other person is implying by what they say, and then vice versa. And I know that when it's not right, you can spend a lot of time in your head and you can think that they understand what you mean, or they're just ignoring it, or and then like time passes as more and more things start adding up, and then this pressure cooks until eventually someone explodes, and then obviously everything sort of falls apart. So today's going to be quite a simple video, but I'm just going to sort of break down a little bit of bro science on how I would try to relay it back to you guys, to how I understand how people process information differently, and just how, like, knowing that, and from the last video with the personality, if you've done the test, you'll understand that people are just so different in the way that their brain processes information, that it's inevitable that you're going to get to a point where communication is going to break down. But there is a simple tool that I can method rather, that I've sort of come up with, that I think is going to be super helpful, because I know there's going to be people at home that can relate to this, or in relationships, and it's one of those things that you're just like, I just wish that they did this, or I wish they did that. And and it just comes back to the key point of communicating clearly and being straightforward, so that people can understand what it is that you need, or what it is that you want. So so I'll just jump into the computer now. So I'll bring this up. So partner A, partner B. Now the scenario is that you're hungry. Alright, so partner A, they're like, cool, I'm hungry. What have we got in the fridge? Oh, that reminds me, I need to go shopping. Oh, that reminds me, I also need to take the shopping receipt from Pak'nSave, get 10 cents off a litre. That's awesome. And then, that reminds me also that the car needs to be serviced. And we've got our friends away thing this weekend. I need to get some a gift for them, and I need to figure out what I need to eat. So that's partner A, right? Now over here, partner B, their situation, right? So the same situation, they're hungry. It's like, cool. What have we got in the fridge? Sweet. Got bread, got ham, got cheese, got tomatoes. Boom! I got a sandwich. Happy. Now, I know that's a very simplified version of it, but my point here is that, like, when something arises, like, what doesn't matter what it is, our brain can take us on so many different avenues, and like, depending on your personality type, you could be very direct, and you could be like, look, I'm hungry, I'm just going straight to the fridge to go grab what I need to eat to make a sandwich. Or you could be someone that would fire off a whole lot of other stuff that you've got to do that day, and because you thought of food, that kind of triggered a list of all the other bits and pieces. So that's just a real rough sort of overview on that. But then I'm going to jump into the solution that I've come up with that I think we all can relate to. So I'll just jump back. Alright, cool guys, we're back. Hey, so now that we understand that, so partner A, partner B, and they just end up in a whole different thought process depending on their personality. So the kind of solution that I've found to it, right, is to treat it as if you're going out to a restaurant, right? So communicate with your partners like you do with the waiter or the waitress. So when the waiter comes up to you, and they ask about allergies, what do you say? You say, I can't have this, or I'm dairy free, or I'm vegan, or whatever the case is. You just tell the waiter directly what it is that you can't have, and vice versa. When you order, right, you don't, like, he's not like, well, you've been to this restaurant 4 times before, and I know the last time you had the chicken, and now you want you had the fish before that, so I know you're going to go for the pizza this time. Like, the waiter and waitress isn't going to know that, right? And that's like why when you order, you tell them specifically what it is that you need and what it is that you want. And why I think that's important is because in relationships, even with being with someone for a long time, or even, you know, just starting out, we often think that they're in our heads, and we often think that they should know or they should automatically do this. But as I showed you from partner A and partner B, how different their thought patterns can be and where they can end up. And that's why it's super important to be so direct with your partner. And I don't mean direct as in like aggressive, like, you know, direct. I mean like clear and concise, so that the language is so specific so that each person understands their point and each person understands what the need is. And that's the whole point of a relationship too, guys, is that, you know, if, like, when you're in a relationship, it's the person's not, they can't read your mind. They're never going to be in your mind to better have all your needs and all your wants and just miraculously just turn up and know exactly what it is you want. You know, you have to open up, and you have to just like be direct with your partner, and that will just make all the difference, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like two circles coming together, right? Partner A, partner B, and it's like sort of like a crossover, right? And that's where that communication and that sort of trust and that comes from. So yeah, that's a bit of a quick one for you guys. I hope that's going to help a lot of you at home. Just like I said, just think of it like the waiter when you're in the restaurant and you're feeling something, like say your partner's pissed you off or they've done something, you're like, oh, don't let it bottle it up. Just be like, talk to your partner direct, like the waiter, like, hey, you know, I'm lactose intolerant, I can't have this. Or, hey babe, this is really frustrating me, can we sort this out, you know, XYZ. So yeah, that was all I've got to say for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like, share and subscribe. It's a good mower outside there doing the lawns, but I'll catch you in the next one.